Well, tomorrow, a very special day. I know it is Cinco de Mayo, but there is something else that makes it very special. And with us in the studio this morning is retired California Highway Patrolman Wes Boerner. And Wes, it is Law Enforcement Memorial Day tomorrow.
Correct. For Imperial County, we honor the fallen officers from the Imperial County.
And this is something that has been going on for a number of years. I know you have been involved. I believe Sean Angulo involved.
Correct.
And I know other agencies involved as well, as you keep alive the memory of these fallen officers.
You know, that is our main focus. I mean, it's, you constantly hear the term, fallen, not forgotten. And we uphold the not forgotten part. So us and a group of officers in the entire valley. So we've got, officers from every agency who help out with the ceremony. It's not just a one person or one agency endeavor. It's, we need cooperation from everybody.
Okay. And the event's taking place on the lawn of the county courthouse. It
is. We've been fortunate enough to have it the same day every year. It's the first Friday of May every year. It's National Law Enforcement Fallen Officer Month for the nation, and we try to get our ceremony as early in May as we can, so people can still participate in the other events through the state or the capital. This will be our 15th year that we had this ceremony, and it's a full honor ceremony for the officers and the surviving family members who show up.
And that is a key part of it, because that, for a family member, first off, every day a policeman goes to work, the family is well aware of what they are facing. And the family continues with that memory after an occasion where an officer is killed in the line of duty. What do you have planned?
Mm-hmm. We start out with a motorcade that comes from the Border Patrol Station in Imperial on Ayton Road. So a motorcade of officers, the Blue Knights, motorcycle club, which is law enforcement officers as well. They lead the procession. So they go from the Border Patrol Station to the Imperial County Courthouse. We have Civil Air Patrol will do a flyover. So we'll have an airplane missing man flyover. It's started. It's essentially a full military funeral, a memorial funeral. So we'll have the taps, Amazing Grace with bagpipes, the flag folding ceremony where the flag's taken down from the pole and folded. The narrator reads each fold of the flag. There's a symbolism of it. I'm not sure if people really know that, but we remind them, and we read the symbols of the flag. Once it's folded, it's given to a surviving family member, as a appreciation of their fallen family member. We read each name of our 44 fallen officers, and after the name's read, an officer from that agency will walk from the back of the ceremony up to the front, ring a bell, and then take a place on the courthouse steps. We do that for all 44 officers, and when the 44th name is read, it puts a number and a physical, a visual of how many officers 44 actually is.
You can visualize with that other than it's just a number. And let's hope we don't go to 45.
Right. We've been, fortunate. We've gone, several years, with no one fallen, and then we've, and then we'll have a year. It's like you said, everybody officer knows. I mean, I know when we all take pledges, we'd all take our oath, and just about every one of them has some type of words of, if necessary, I'll lay down my life before I swerve from the path of justice. So we all know going in from the very first day, there's a chance, this could happen. And, we the word fallen, not forgotten, or in the line of duty death, or paid the ultimate sacrifice. Those are all just, again, nice ways of saying you went to work one day and you were killed.
Yep.
And, we all know that and we accept it. And it takes a certain person to do that.
It puts a face on these officers. How far back do you go?
We were able to go back. 1920 was the first death in Imperial County of an officer. It was a sheriff deputy, Julian Parton.
In Winter Haven, if I remember.
In Winter Haven, correct. And that kind of brings me, we put 44 flags in the courthouse lawn. We'll start that tomorrow morning before the ceremony. And during that day, we'll have a picture of the officer and a brief little synopsis of what happened. So on that day, tomorrow, you can go out and see read each name on the officer, see the picture, the patches. After the ceremony, we changed from the pictures to some plaques, so that the names are still represented, but we leave the flags out for the entire week. So they'll be up till next Friday. They're lit up at night. So if you have that opportunity to go by at night, again, when you see 44 flags in the courthouse lawn, it puts a number to it puts a number to the actual amount of people who've been killed.
And again, it puts a face on that, and you realize that these men and women had families, had a life, had something other than just the job.
I think Imperial Valley is very heavy on law enforcement in some way, and I would kind of almost venture to say that everybody has a family member or has a friend or a friend's family member who are in law enforcement. So it doesn't just affect the agency where the officer was from. It affects all law enforcement agencies and in the entire community. When somebody who's there to protect you is killed, it's traumatic for everybody.
Okay, when does this start?
The motorcade will leave the Border Patrol about 6:30. They'll arrive 6:45 at the courthouse lawn. So if you're there at 6:45, you'll be able to see the motorcade arrive. And then at 7 o'clock sharp, it'll be please take your seat, and a welcome ceremony. So
okay, lights and sirens?
Lights and sirens to show up. The final element of the ceremony is we break blue glow sticks to represent candlelight vigils. So again, we'll turn the lights out and break the glow sticks. And again, when you see everybody with a blue light in their hand, it's the symbolism is very real. Okay,
and that is tomorrow. It is Law Enforcement Memorial Day in Imperial County, part of the month of May as Law Enforcement Memorial.
Yes.
And again, starting at about 6:45 when the units arrive.
If you're there at 6:45, you won't miss anything.
Okay.
And I encourage everybody, if you've never been to a military funeral, this is it's an awareness, and all the public's invited. So please show up and remember the people from your community who've and again you'll probably recognize a name or even know somebody there.
Gee, I went to school with so and so's daughter.
Right.
that type of thing,
right.
and it happens all the time.
Yeah, and you didn't know. We often say, again, the fallen not forgotten, and I don't know how many people actually knew there were 44 officers, killed in Imperial Valley, and it's if you didn't know that, it's tough to, not forgotten, right. Something you never knew.
Right.
So I'm glad
just
you
drawing attention to this.
Right.
Okay, Wes, we appreciate the visit, and we will see you tomorrow evening at the courthouse.
Great, thank you, Carroll.
And of course, that's Wes Boerner, the one of the people behind the Law Enforcement Memorial Day ceremonies tomorrow evening at the county courthouse.
Okay, roll the drums.
Play me a nice